2-0, baby. 2-0. The Bucs beat the Bears 27-17, making us 2-0. My goodness, this NFC South division is a little bit tougher than everybody thought they were going to be, especially the Buccaneers. Nobody talked about us. Nobody gave us a chance. But here we are, 2-0. Man, a great way to start off the season. This was a pretty good game. It went about how we expected, all of us Buck fans. We pretty much all picked the Buccaneers to win after watching the Bears All-22 film last week. The Bucs immediately went down the field and scored a field goal. Then the Bears had two big plays on their first drive, both of them to DJ Moore, one for 33 yards, one for 31 yards. So they ended up going 8 plays, 75 yards, and getting a touchdown. I think that was their only lead of the day. Devin White was in coverage on DJ Moore in one of those big plays. Not very good scheme-wise there. The Bucs had a field goal blocked, and it looked like it was 77 School got beat on the right side, got pushed down, and walked over. And then the second quarter in their first drive, Shaq Barrett, it looked to me like he got 2 sacks back-to-back, but they'd only credit him for 1. Mike Evans ended up having a great series. He got a push off of a cornerback. Looked to me like it was pass interference all day long, but you know how that is with Mike Evans. That's just, he do what he do. And he ended up getting a big catch and a lot of yak afterwards. He got about 20 yards after the catch, but it was Big Mike, and he's just a lumbering, just going as slow. I'm thinking he had 3 guys chasing him. I was like, there's no way he's going to make a touchdown. I mean, if he was faster, he would have made a touchdown. But they were able to catch up with him, and he actually went like out of bounds. You could tell he was kind of tired. He's not used to getting that yak. Then Barrett, to close out the game, him and Izzian both had interceptions. Barrett interception was a great interception. Izzian was a deflection, went into his hands. It was a great interception on his part. Now, with this game, the temperatures were pretty nice. It wasn't your typical sweltering Tampa heat. I think it was 89 degrees. Humidity was 68%. Wind was 6 miles per hour from the west, and there was no rain. There was supposed to be rain in this game, but there was no rain. That was kind of surprising. Game ball. Let's say game ball on offense. Mike Evans, hell of a game. He had some crucial catches, but he had a 70-yard catch, a 36-yarder, a 20-yarder, and a 32-yard catch for a touchdown. Mike was just balling out there today. So got to give him credit. But we also got to give credit to some other guys. Offensive line did pretty good. Rashad White had 73 yards on 17 rushes for a 4.3 average and a long of 13, as well as a touchdown. So you go, Rashad White. I've got Rashad White and Mike Evans on my fantasy football team. And Molly's got their defense. She's been killing it the past couple of weeks with the defense. Sean Tucker ended up with 8 attempts, 7 yards, and less than a yard average. So not too good for Sean Tucker. Sean Yucker. Mayfield ended up going 34 for 26, 317 yards, 1 touchdown. He rushed 6 times for 17 yards with a long of 9. Seemed like he rushed quite a bit. He was getting flushed out of the pocket a lot. Look on the All-22 and see if he was actually getting flushed. I know that they shut down a lot of the bootlegs again. So we'll look on the All-22 and see how good the offensive line played. Game ball on defense, I'm giving it to Shaq Barrett. Yeah, pick 6 was great. Pretty much shut down the game. And he had a sack. I think he had 2 sacks, but they're only crediting him with 1. And he was just all over the place. He had a very good game, as usual, for Shaq Barrett. And it was so nice seeing him get that pick 6. Jason Light was on the sideline hugging him up. If you don't know, Barrett tore his ACL last year, and he was out for a large part of the year, the last half of the year. And then he lost his daughter during the off season. His infant daughter, who ended up drowning in a pool. It's horrible stuff, but he's coming back, man. He's coming back. I love Shaq Barrett. So if I had to choose between those two, I'd give the ball to Shaq Barrett. The game ball, just because I like Shaq Barrett. I like Mike Evans too, don't get me wrong. But let me see. Tryon had 2 sacks. Vita Vea had 1.5 sacks. Ryan Neal had the most tackles with 8. Dean with 7. Dean didn't have a good game, I didn't think. Devin White only had 2 in this game. He had 12 last week and only 2 in this game. It did look like we had him spying quite a bit in this game, especially in the first half. But the Bucs did end up with 6 sacks total. Get out of here. Get out of here. We gave up 0 sacks on offense, and we had 0 turnovers again. It's 2 weeks in a row, 0 turnovers. We are winning the sack battle, and we are winning the turnover battles. This is exactly what Todd Bowles wants in his team, and I've got to say, it's working. Todd Bowles has built a pretty decent team, it looks like. We'll see next week going up against Philadelphia. That's going to be tough, especially seeing as how they got 5 extra days to game plan. Total yardage, the Bears had 236. The Bucs had 437. Yes. Bucs had 34 rushing plays, 34 passing plays. That's what you call balance on offense. Balance. Time of possession. This is another Todd Bowles win on the marker. He says he wants time of possession to be in the Bucs' favor for a change. I mean, I don't think it's been in our favor since he's been here. But last week we won it by a couple minutes. This one we destroyed them. 35 minutes and 56 seconds for the Buccaneers. 24 minutes and 4 seconds to the Bears. That's a swing of 10 minutes. As far as our picks are concerned, Rampage got the closest score. He predicted 27-20 Buccaneers were going to win. The score was 27-17. He was the closest. But Bucs Raised Bolts, he also predicted 30-17 Buccaneers. So he got the 17 part right with the Bears, whereas Rampage got the 27 part right with the Bucs. Well, I gave it to Rampage because he got the Bucs score right. Technically, you could say those two guys tied. So we'll discuss it in chat this week, see who we want to give the crown to. But guys, great game, great outcome. The Saints and the Panthers are playing later, and the Atlanta Falcons barely squeaked out a win today, but they did get a win, and they're going 2-0. But I think at this point, we are at the top of the division. If you look at point differential, I'm not exactly sure what the tiebreaker is there, but I think we should be at the top of the division. We won't be tied with these guys for long. I think we're going to pull out ahead quite a bit. Anyhow, great game, guys. And, come to the live chat this week. We're going to go over the All-22. Monday, we probably won't have it, but we're going to talk about this game and our feelings and all that good stuff. But then we'll get to the All-22 starting Tuesday, and hopefully we'll do like we did this week and be done with it in a few days. And then move on to the Philadelphia Eagles All-22. But, guys, great game. Love it. 2-0. Nobody saw this coming. And till next time, go Bucs.